Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 5:20, 22, and it's a Friday. I'd like to give you a little something to think about over the weekend, but probably will be putting a video out over the weekend anyway. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't know how many years ago, several years ago, I saw a video with ripples on the moon. And that really had me thinking, you know. At the time, I didn't really know YouTube, because I never used any social networking at all whatsoever. In fact, I hated it. But now that I'm a flat earther, everybody at home are asleep still. Well, almost. Most of them, I would say. You know what really gets me, though? After all these years, after all of this shit, after all the videos that the big boys have put out, that everybody has put out, tearing apart NASA, tearing apart the moon, destroying the relationship between the moon and the sun, because we know there is none, people are just trolling us. That's all it is. Because they would have done their research by now. It's been many years. They would have done their research. And they would have come to a conclusion that every flat earther has come to the conclusion of that we live in a stationary, flat plane covered with a dome, and everything up there is a fucking amazing light show. Okay? That's all it is. It doesn't make a difference how much education you have or whatever it may be. Stop hiding. You know the earth is flat. Anyway, I think I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm going to be doing videos of the moon and of stars. The tripod I bought was actually rather expensive, but it's not doing what I want it to do, It still shakes a little bit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I gotta figure it out. I gotta toy with it. But I don't know. When I first got it, it worked fine. Anyway, I'll figure it out. If not, I'll just buy another one. I'd rather not, but let me see if I can figure out what the hell's the matter with this one. So I want to throw my hat in the ring, and I want to see if I can capture these videos. All right, you're not going to be able to see. The thing is, with the ripples on the moon, you're not going to be able to see through that little screen that's on a P1000. You can't. It's like impossible, and you can't sit there and stare at it. So the thing that you do is you can review the video when you get home, and see if it's there. I don't have a tracker device on the tripod. I've looked it up, and they're quite expensive. They're not cheap. So, I don't know. We will see. But I am going to try to get it. Anyway, the one thing I want you to think about. We all know what Albert Einstein did. We all know what Copernicus did. We all know these famous people from our past that nobody's ever met, that I think have created them, to be honest with you. They didn't create Einstein, but he, obviously was just there to come up with this equation that does not work and makes no sense at all. And then all the scientists out there, they feed off of it because they never go back to the other scientists they're feeding off of to see if they ever made any mistakes. They just follow his platform and then they continue their bullshit. That's all they do. That's what a scientist does. He doesn't recheck any work that the previous scientists did. They don't care. Oh, we'll just go with it. We'll run with it. Let me come up with some more equations and some more shit on the chalkboard. There's another one. And there's another one. Another board right there. Let's just write 50 boards of computations for everybody to look at and say, yes, that is how gravity works. Yes, that's how a black hole works. And they're pulling up the old picture back up with the fucking black hole in the middle of the galaxy. I mean, come on, look at this pathetic thing. I mean, really? It's a fucking butthole. So stupid, man. Wake up, fucking people. Anyway, So, sorry. I veered off there. So we know what all these famous people did that were imaginations from who's ever making up our history. But we don't know one major thing. And that's actually something I'm driving with right now. Who invented the wheel? Who invented the wheel? Is there one person they can say that invented the wheel? Because we all know who invented electricity. We all know who invented glass for the windshield. Now, who invented the wheel? Anyway, I did some research on it and I looked it up. Apparently, some guy named Dave something or another, I don't know what the fuck his name is, David or something, who the fuck knows. They were picking up artifacts. Okay, so more of our history fucked with. More of it fucked with, being fucked with. The big reset, the big previous civilizations. How many other civilizations have there been before us? I don't know. I really don't know, but we're definitely not the first because we can see all the artifacts that are around here. And that's probably how they invented the wheel, is they were just digging and they found it at some point. Oh, man. You know, it just gets worse and worse after all these fucking years. These fucking trained rats, they can't wake the fuck up. And they can't. They just can't. Now they've got their diaper back on. Yeah, did you hear that down in the city? Yeah, once again, these motherfuckers. These fucking people in these schools, these principals, these liberal public school idiots who are running your children and telling them what to do when there is absolutely no scientific proof of anything at all whatsoever. Even the top scientist who was guiding us through this rough time even said it was not necessary. But yet the public schools are back to bullshit. Back to bullshit. I can't tell you how bad it is for the children. I really can't. It's destroying their personality. It's destroying... I mean, there are kids now that have problems speaking, okay? Because they can't see the person that they're talking to, and they can't see their lips move. That's very important for a child, all right? Fortunate enough for me, mine are beyond that age, thank God. But I'm talking about the 2-year-olds right now, the 3-year-olds, who need that type of... They just, it's these people should be put in jail. Jail. Okay? The president is a complete, utter failure. He's not running the country. We all know that. He's not running the country. He's not doing anything. I can't name one thing that Joe has done that has bettered anybody in this country since the day he stepped into that office. Not one. I can't think of one fucking thing. I can think of dozens of things he's done wrong, but I can't think of one good thing that he's done. He's proven to us that he doesn't give a shit about Americans at all in the least bit, and that's why I believe he should be absolutely impeached, which I don't think he's going to finish this term at all, but that's another video. Jesus Christ. That is a totally another video, because I can get into politics like you wouldn't believe, but it's just such a waste of time, because Joe has perfectly showed us that all politicians are fucking liars. Every single one of them. And him being in that office is a perfect example of it. And if you can't see that, then you're gone. Bye-bye. Have a nice life. Enjoy it. I don't know, man. You know, it's just I come back to this bullshit and I see it, and it's even worse since the minute I left here. It's even worse. You thought it could get worse? Yeah, it did. I didn't think it could get any worse. Oh, man. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.